Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm often assured that the UK is one of the best countries in the world to live in. And yet I'm not always sure that that's true. And there's quite a lot of news to cover today, so buckle up. And before we do, can I yet again ask you, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, help me boost the numbers. That would really be swell. Anyway, let's go on to the first news story. This actually is that the British government says that they can shave 40 million off their benefits bill. Are you ready for it? By sending pensioners to prison. So one of the biggest problems they currently have in the United Kingdom is actually the bloated welfare state, because the welfare state is currently having to pay for a large number of individuals who are rocking up every year on dinghies. And this is actually leading to a stretch in terms of the actual overall social welfare bill. This means that many individuals, such as pensioners, are finding that the budgets available to them are actually shrinking. And for one of the first times ever, pensioners are actually finding that their budgets being allocated through the social welfare programs are actually shrinking. Now, for those of you who don't know, in the past, pensioners were like the no-go zone. You did not touch a pensioner because pensioners generally tended to vote. So you didn't want to upset them because they were the ones that could swing an election. So they were always given triple off benefits. They were always given above inflation increases on the pension, and this does not appear to be the case under Rachel Reeves. She's basically said, not going to help you, because we've got all these hotels to pay. Now, why that becomes interesting is that many pensioners are now saying, given the cost of increase of their household bills, given the rise in council tax, given the rise in electricity, many of them are now having to choose between paying the electric bill, which keeps them alive in terms of the heating, or the council tax bill. And many of them are choosing the heating bill, not the council tax bill, with the potential sanction being, well, send them to prison. Now, many individuals have then queried why you would do that. Would you know it has a cost benefit? You can send them to prison, actually save you some money off their bills. Interesting. Please let me know what you think of that in the comment section below. Next on to the next news article, and this is actually the idea that all of the museums in the UK are for some reason adopting the woke mind virus. And in doing so, what they're effectively doing is silencing or self-censoring the British history. In other words, they're basically rewriting British history in a way that they wanted to appear to others, but in the process also going and self-censoring the British narrative, the British identity. And many individuals have asked why that may be the case. As some individuals have speculated it's because potentially the desire is to basically eradicate the British history and the British identity, so that most individuals, when they look around their cities and they see the diversity of the cities, they would not question how it could ever have been thus otherwise. They'd always say, well, it's always been this way. Must have always been, because, they've always been here. I mean, nothing changed. Nothing changed in the year 2000 or before. And in case, you know what is changing, and that is that Audi has said that they would be cutting 7,500 jobs following the decline in manufacturing jobs of petrol motors following the switch to EV vehicles. Now, this in itself is actually a very interesting article, because according to Audi, they're cutting 8% of their workforce as they scramble to free up cash for the switch to electric cars. But according to the latest statistics, the number of individuals swapping to electric cars is at an all-time low. This is because the majority of individuals do not find actual electric cars to have the savings that they were basically told that they would. That's coupled with the difficulty it places on their lives for basically day-to-day living. You can't just charge your car up wherever you want to go. You have to look for a place. You have to hope that it's available, and you have to hope that the plug switch actually fits your car, plus the costs involved, the inability to go long distances. Many individuals suggest that basically they're better off with just a petrol car. So some individuals have made the switch, but they're now making the switch back to a petrol car on the basis that EV isn't giving the benefits that they were promised they would have. Now, that in itself is very interesting, because if that is the case, why is Audi cutting its jobs? Because surely what they are seeing is a switch to EV, but then a switch back. I don't have the answer to this. You can let me know in the comment section below. But what is interesting is that at the same time that this is occurring, the news is that 40,000 Britons have now left the United Kingdom due to what they consider to be broken Britain and an inability to see a future there, and immigrated to Dubai. Of all places, Dubai. Now, the reason I say of all places is because Dubai is notoriously a very, very expensive place to live. Yes, it's very nice, but at the same time, the average cost of living there is very high. So what this actually purports to tell us is that the actual individuals leaving the United Kingdom are people with wealth, and that is incredibly worrying. Because when the individuals with wealth leave, you know that things are not going very well. Anyway, that's just my views. Please do let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time, bye.